Hi, how do you help your teenager cope with a broken heart? That is today's question on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I'm the founder and clinical director of Teen Therapy Center. It's a group private practice. I'm also the executive director of Child and Teen Counseling, a nonprofit organization. Both organizations work to help kids, teens, and families live happier lives. Every Wednesday at noon, I answer your parenting questions here on Facebook Live. Today is no exception. Let's jump into today's question. My daughter just had her first breakup, and she got dumped via text. Naturally, she's really upset. It breaks my heart to see her hurting like this, but whenever I try to talk to her about it, there are other fish in the sea, etc., she says, "I don't get it," and shuts herself up in a room. Am I doing something or saying something wrong? Well, I don't know. First of all, breakups stink. No matter how you slice it, we've all been through breakups, and they just hurt. There's no way around this. And I think the biggest thing we as parents to do is manage our own anxiety and our own frustrations, our own discomfort about our child's frustration and discomfort. The whole 5 stages of grief, the denial. It's not happening. No, it's not happening. He's not breaking up with me. No, it can't be true. The anger. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. How can he do this to me? Slamming the door and crying. The bargaining. If I'm just better, if I just said this thing differently, if I just do this better, if I'm just nicer, if I just, do my hair a different way, maybe he'll come back to me. The depression. I'm a loser. I'm unlovable. No one will ever love me. I hate myself. I hate the world. I can't get up in the morning. That depression. And then the last stage, acceptance. All right, we're done. I'm moving on. There are other fish in the sea. I'm going to live my life. That last stage, that acceptance stage, that's the last stage. The last stage. It takes a while to get to that last stage. We've all been through it. We've all been through our breakups. We've all had to go through to find that last stage. I think one of the struggles that we as parents go into is we want to push our kids to that last stage as fast as possible to relieve our own anxiety and our own discomfort. And you can't push that. We have to let our kids go through this process because this breakup is not the last breakup she's going to have, most likely. Most likely she will have many breakups, not just romantic breakups. It could be breakups with friends, breakups with neighbors, breakups with colleagues, work breakups. There could be many different breakups that we have that hurt us, that make us feel sad and uncomfortable and, just knock us down. These are important breakups to go through, and they build resilience. And the best way to do that, to help your child build resilience, is to be there for them. Be that person who puts the arm around the shoulder and says, "Hey, I get it. It stinks. I'm sorry. Let's sit on the couch and cry together." If you jump to, "Hey, there are other fish in the sea, feel better soon," you're skipping the denial, the anger, the bargaining, the depression, and you need to go through all those phases. If you don't go through those phases, you can't get to acceptance. And the acceptance is where we want to get to. And it's important to remember that this is temporary. This horrible feeling of her breaking up and getting dumped via text, which means there's very little closure, right? There's all this why did it happen? Why did he do it this way? Or she, whatever it is. She's never going to get that closure. And oftentimes in breakups, we don't get the closure we'd like. And learning how to accept that is important. And the only way to learn to accept that is to go through it. It's like the only way to learn how to feel good about, running is to go through that first 4 to 8 weeks of running and feeling horrible about it. But after about 8 weeks, you start feeling good, right? Same thing with a broken heart. It just takes a while. So don't jump to "there are other fish in the sea," or don't jump into, "Well, your boyfriend was this and that," and talking about how bad he was. Let her lead that way. If she wants to start complaining about how mean he was and how horrible he was, just validate and say, "Yeah, I get it. I hear you." Because we know how that feels. We've all been through that. Every one of us parents have been through breakups. And again, they stink. And if it helps to relate that empathy, I think that's what you want to do. Relaying your experiences is either going to be a good or bad example. I'm not sure. Some kids don't want to hear it. Some kids do. You may want to check in and say, "Hey, I went through a similar experience when I was 16. Do you want to hear how I handle it?" She'll either say yes or no. And just follow her lead. Let her be the leader of this emotional journey. Don't try to be the leader. I think if you try to lead it, she's not going to feel listened, she's not going to feel heard, and then she's going to push you away and say, you don't understand, and slam the door. And that's what we want to avoid. This takes time. It's a process. Just be there for her. Don't try to fix this problem. This problem will fix on its own with emotional support around her. That's the question for today. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for your questions. Keep them coming. Hope you guys are all staying safe during quarantine. We're all in this together. We're going to get through this. This was a non-quarantine question, which was kind of nice, a nice break from quarantine. If you have questions you'd like me to answer, you can email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com or direct messages right here on Facebook. Again, my name is Kent Toussaint from Teen Therapy Center and Child and Teen Counseling, both in Woodland Hills. And I'll see you next Wednesday at noon on Facebook Live. Bye-bye, guys.